So I've noticed in the past couple of months here that there's been a real lack of good CSS template tutorials. And because of that, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just make my own because what I need to do right now is create a nice CSS template that I can use for all the websites that I want to make in the future that'll work with all of them and maybe some secret tricks in there as well later on. But we'll have to see about that. But I want to get you guys started here with the first episode at least. What we're going to be looking at is you're going to need to download Visual Studio Code. This is going to be a tutorial for beginners, but I'm still going to give you some homework to do. Like, it's on you to install Visual Studio Code. You install Visual Studio Code, find some other video, open it up, boom, good. And then you're also going to need XAMPP. And XAMPP is for doing an Apache server and a MySQL server. Because having these two things is going to be important for having your own server, having your own cPanel, running your own website in the future, or whoever's website you're building for them. And PHP, HTML, SQL, we're going to be going through that in a bit as well, but we're going to start here with the whole CSS template, and that's where we're going to start. So now if you have XAMPP installed, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to hit that Explore button, and it's going to pop up with this window. And that's going to show you where your XAMPP is installed. And what you're going to go to is the htdocs, and then you're going to create a folder called CSS, and inside that you're going to put in a style sheet. You can call it whatever you want. Usual convention is to call it style. I have another style sheet in here that kind of, and if you have two style sheets inside of a folder, like in here, this style sheet is called style, and because of that, even this one cannot be named style. I have to name it style 1 if I want to be 100% sure that it is going to be picked up by the PHP and HTML that I'm expecting it to connect to. So you're going to go up here to File and add a new folder to a workspace. And what you're going to do from here is no matter what it opens up to, you're going to hit the Explorer on XAMPP, and then you're going to copy, you're going to go actually look to htdocs, and you're going to connect that to your workspace in here. And trust authorization of the files. And so now you should be here at this point where you are connected to your htdocs folder. And in here, what we have is we have a couple of PHP files here, actually, because the website that is currently up here down below me is my website that is live at josephrayo.xyz. But this is actually running on XAMPP right now. This is how I built the website and then transferred it over onto my web hosting account. And so what I want you to do right now is I want you to create a footer, a header, an index file. That's all you need for right now is a footer, a header, and an index file. And we're going to take a look at each of these. This right here, what's down here, is the index file for this website. And beyond that, what goes on beyond that is that we have this index file, and this is the index file. So all it has is the header and the footer in it. And usually there would be other things like links.php and linksheader.php, which says how to do like the header for this, and then all the links, all the rules for all the links. They're all in these little PHP files that I will put into the index and will show up here. I'm not 100% sure how it's doing it now because it doesn't look quite right, but we're gonna start from a fresh, clean slate, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do all of this from start to finish. So you just need all these files. They can be blank. Mine have stuff in them. Don't worry, don't bother about copying it right now. We're gonna go through all of it step by step over the next couple of videos, and we're going to get you guys started with a basic website. And then from there, the plan is going to be that we are going through something similar to these W3 template tutorials. So like there's three main ways to do a CSS template, and this one is using grid. For all of these, it's all just at 600 pixels. It squishes the columns together and so that they become vertical with a header and a footer on all of those. And it just does it with grid, and it does it with float, and it does it with flexbox as well. And I'm not entirely sure which one that I like the best. I'm somewhere between grid and the flexbox. So we'll probably create maybe either one of each or do something completely different and start off with this kind of a thing. This is how to create a responsive website that is the same thing on every distance that you close it. Like I have it right here, or I have it here, and as you can see, like this is on a Pixel 5, and if we go iPad Air, it still works there. It's the same. The columns, because they are so evenly, or they're like appropriately spaced apart, you can say fill these columns no matter what the width or height of the screen is. And so it keeps with that no matter what. And I think that is what I'm going to end up trying to do here for my own projects. So I think that's where we're going to be starting with this. And with that, using the app media function as well to name out what we want it to do when it gets below a certain width. Like we're probably still going to want to do this at some point, or change the header to be like, instead of showing a bunch of links at the top, it would turn into a button that you can click on, and then that'll show all the links and everything. And then from there, you can hit it again and it'll close it back up. You can like lock scrolling so that you can keep the header like right at the top. There's a lot of stuff that we can be looking at through these tutorials as we keep going on. And so that is really the main idea that we're going for here. I just wanted this to be the like intro tutorial to the series to show you guys what we're going to be making and going through the first kind of steps of downloading Visual Studio, downloading XAMPP, creating those three files, three initial files, just index, header, and footer. We can delete links and links header, but I'm going to save these. So when I come back in the next tutorial, it's going to be a blank index, header, and footer. And we are going to move on from there and do some work in the CSS as well. So stay tuned with the series if you want to see how to make a complete CSS grid template that you can use for the rest of the websites that you make into the future. And I will see you guys in the next one.